Hey guys, the Pokemon Dragon here, and I'm bringing you another video of Pokemon. This time it will be my favorite Eeveelutions. I just posted my last video, and don't worry, you can still post on that. That's fine, or comment. I mean, that's fine if you can. It's fine if you keep commenting. I got a couple comments on Eeveelutions, so I will now be doing Eeveelutions video. Not sure if that picture looks a little weird. I tried to do brown because it's Eevee, you know. I but maybe I should have done like pink or something or green. I don't know. I just did brown because of Eevee. But yep. You may not, of course, have the same opinion as me. So if you think of a another Pokemon that you would what another Pokemon that you think that should be higher or lower or something like that, then you can definitely post or comment. Why do I keep saying post? Um, you can definitely comment that in the comment section. So I guess we could just get started. I guess. So there are 8 evolutions according to Generation 6, and people originally thought that there's going to be another evolution to make it 9. Because of the pattern, I guess. Well, I don't really call it a pattern. It was like twice. Um, so that is why they thought that there in Generation 6 they would introduce another Pokemon in addition to Sylveon. But I don't know. Maybe then Game Freak or something saw like these stuff and they decided not to put it in. Or maybe they made one already and then they're not going to release it. That is very possible as well. Um, So I'm just bringing you the videos of the stuff that has already been released, in case Nintendo or Game Freak or something. I think it was Game Freak. Sorry. Um, decides to put something else in later. That remember that the time that I made this video was when only 8 of the Eeveelutions have come out. So let me just begin, I guess. In 8th place, it is going to be Sylveon, which is the newest evolution that they have released. It is the Fairy type evolution, and Fairy type was also released right now. It has the cool Pixelate ability, which means that all the normal type moves become Fairy type moves. And in addition to that, they will receive a 30% boost. The only other Pokemon that has Pixelate is Mega Gardevoir. So that is the only Pokemon that can learn it, and you have to Mega Evolve. So, in addition, there is a similar ability called Normalize, which was introduced in Generation 4, which was the signature move of, well, it still is the signature move of Skitty, or signature ability of Skitty and Delcatty. And it'll turn all the moves into normal types moves, which I don't know about that one because it's not exactly the most similar, but it is, according to Bulbapedia, it is like a variation of that move, and I guess it kind of is. I mean, well, I guess Pixelate is a variation of Normalize, but Normalize makes all the moves normal, whereas Pixelate makes only normal type moves vary. Unfortunately, that is not very good. Like, Normalize is not very good if you're fighting ghost types, and that is because then none of your moves will be effective. According to Bulbapedia, other There's two other abilities that are similar to Pixelate and Normalized. And one is Aerolate, which is the signature ability of Mega Pincer, which is basically the same thing as Pixelate, except it's for flying type moves, changes from normal to flying. And there's another one it's called Refrigerate, and it's a signature ability of Amora and Auroras. And that's the same thing, except the normal moves become Ice type. So that is a hidden ability for Sylveon Pixelate. That's the hidden ability. Its stats are more, it's best in special defense and special attack. But the reason why I do not like Sylveon is because of one reason. I do not really like I don't know. I don't know what those are called. Ribbons. And I don't like the ribbons. I mean, they look really fancy. Because if you look at like, I don't know, like Eevee or Glaceon, like it just seems like it's way too much. It would look great without the ribbons. However, you can learn many good moves like Misty Terrain, which prevents status conditions and halves the damage of Dragon type moves, only if the Pokemon are touching the ground. The terrain moves are like new type of moves, which I thought was pretty cool. The other ones were Electric Terrain and Grassy Terrain. And Electric Terrain is the same thing, except it prevents them from falling asleep, increases power of electric moves by 50%, and then Grassy Terrain restores HP of Pokemon by 1/16 at the end of each turn, and increases the power of grass type moves by 50%. The one thing about this attack that I did not feel that was that great, was that it restores the HP of all of those Pokemon, not just you. So that is like something to watch out for when you are using it. But this is about Sylveon, so we will go back. So Misty Terrain. It can also learn Moonblast, which is very powerful, 95. I believe that is the most powerful Fairy type move in existence right now, but I don't know. You can also learn Draining Kiss, which I think it heals them, kind of like Drain Punch. And then it also can learn Disarming Voice, which I don't know. It doesn't seem that powerful, but it is unaffected by accuracy and evasion. However, Fairy Wind as well has the same power and has no secondary effect. So it is probably better if you use Disarming Voice instead. But anyways, you can learn many TMs. So I think that if it weren't for... Well, this is a design contest, so I probably should not be going into all this like moves and stuff. But that's just some trivia, I guess. So the reason why Sylveon's on the bottom is because of his her/his, I know it looks more like a girl, the ribbons. Moving on to number 5 is Leafeon. Now Leafeon is the grass type, obviously because it says leaf, right? That indicates that it's a grass type. It has the hidden ability Chlorophyll, which like raises your speed, I think, in the sun. And then its regular ability is Leaf Guard, which prevents status moves in sunny weather or something like that. And unfortunately with that you cannot use Rest during sunny weather now. So I think Chlorophyll would be the better ability. But the reason why I don't like its design is that it's got like all those leaves coming out of it. I mean, I think that's a good design because it's a grass type Pokemon, but I don't think they were needed. Probably would have looked better without it. So, continuing on, there is number 4, which is Flareon. Wait a second. Sorry. I keep thinking it's out of 6. So let me restart. 8 is Sylveon. 7 is Leafeon. And then 5 is Flareon and Glaceon. Now we'll start with Flareon. And then we'll come back to Glaceon. Flareon has Flash Fire, which absorbs the fire type moves that if it gets hit by fire type moves, and it'll power up its attacks, its fire type attacks, which is pretty nice. And then it has Guts if it is inflicted with a status ailment of burn, paralysis, poison, or sleep. And then it will it'll prevent the attack drop from burn and raise its own attack stat by 50%, which is when it has those status problems, which I think that's a good ability too. But the reason why I do not like Flareon is that the little like thing on its head, like its hair, I don't know, I don't really like that. It's okay, I guess, so I might just move him up. But yeah, I'll move him up. Moving on. Now in number 6 is Glaceon. I'm just gonna move him up. So 6 is Glaceon, and the reason why I do not personally like Glaceon is because of the ear-like hair. I think that it would look better without that, and that is just what I think. So if you do not agree with that, that is okay, because that's just my personal thing. But it has 2 abilities as well, because you have to have a hidden ability. Snow Cloak is his regular ability, raises evasion in Hailstorm, similar to the other ability Sand Veil, which is the same for Sandstorm. Hidden ability is Ice Body, which regains HP in the Hailstorm, which is pretty nice as well. It does not really have too much versatility in his attacks. Mostly just ice type moves, like physical attacking moves, and then it has Bite, which isn't completely that great. However, it does of course get TMs, so can make up for that. So that is Glaceon. Moving on is Umbreon. And Umbreon is my, neutral Pokemon in this list. Umbreon is the dark type Eeveelution. You can get Synchronized, which will pass on any status problems to an opponent, which is pretty annoying if you're just trying to burn them to lower his HP, but then you'll get burnt as well. The other one is Inner Focus, which prevents flinching. So Umbreon, again, as I said, it was my neutral Pokemon, although it is kind of on the lower end of neutral because of the fact that it has those Iron Ring spore things, because like it releases spores or something that poison you or something. I don't know, something like that. It does learn Moonlight, which is really annoying when you're trying to battle him. And it just uses like, I don't know, Toxic and then Detect or Protect. And then it can just come in and just Moonlight like every 5 seconds. I also have Beaten Luck in case you can't switch. So I don't know. I just really hate when you run into those Umbreons. But I understand. I try not to have those like if I battled like a certain like really hard Pokemon, then I try not to include that in these ranks, like as a deciding factor. So moving on, the next one that I have on the list, the rest of the evolutions are all tied. Oh my gosh, my counting is so bad today. I just No, it isn't. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I thought of Flareon and then yeah. So there are out of those 8 evolutions, the rest are all first place. So we'll just get started with Flareon again, because that was supposed to be going earlier, but I just decided that I actually do not like its. I actually don't like its design too much. So I already talked about its ability, Flash Fire and Guts. It has, I don't know, stats. It's mostly offensive with attack stats and then special defense stats, and I always thought he was a special attacker, so I don't know anymore. But I just learned that Charizard was a special attacker, and I'm just like, what? But yeah, it's. I really like how he has that little flame-shaped fur on his head, bushy tail. I mean, I don't really like the tails on any of these, so I won't include them. I mean, Glaceon's is pretty good. Um, Sylveon's isn't bad. Umbreon's looks fine. Not sure if I said Espeon already. Eevee's looks good, and Jolteon is okay as well. But I don't really like the rest of the tails, but that's okay. And that is Flareon. Continuing on, there's Espeon. Espeon is the psychic evolution. It has the ability to synchronize as well, just like Umbreon. And it has Magic Bounce, which only 4 Pokemon have this ability. You have a Mega Absol. You have, and then the rest are all hidden ability for Espeon, Natu, and Xatu. So what this does is it reflects the status changing moves. Um, that is his hidden ability, and I really hate hidden abilities because they're so hard to get. But you have special attack and speed, which is pretty good combo. He can learn Psychic, which is pretty nice, and Morning Sun, which is like the opposite of Moonlight. And all in all, since this is a design contest, I really like his design. The gem is pretty cool because that's like kind of like a psychic thing, and it doesn't have any like extra, I don't know what I consider junk because I don't know, it doesn't mean anything. It looks great. Um, Moving on, which is still number 1, we have Jolteon, which is the electric one, as seen because it's got like jolt and stuff. Jolt, like an electric shock. Its regular ability is Volt Absorb, which is like you suck in electric type moves and it restores HP. His hidden ability is a boost speed if there's a status problem, and that hidden ability is called Quick Feet. So both are pretty good, especially if you're trying to switch in when you're using that Volt Absorb one. Again, this one has same special attack and speed as Espeon, and it can learn Discharge, Thunder, and it even gets Thunder Wave, Agility, and some of those other annoying moves that nobody wants to get hit by. But again, since it's a design contest, I really like all like the spikes on Jolteon. Like he's just like getting zapped by electricity. That is a pretty good touch, which I think he really needs because he's an electric type, and it just looks great. Finally, I saved the first one for last. We have Eevee, which is the first stage of all of these evolutions. Of course, because it's the first stage, it's normal, like starting out normal, and it changes into all these different types. He has 3 abilities, which is which is different from all of the other ones that we have seen so far. They all seem to have 2. 2 regular abilities, and then 1 hidden ability. And the 2 regular abilities are Runaway and Adaptability. Runaway pretty much makes sure that you will always be able to run. So I'm not really sure what's the point of that in battle. There is no effect in battle. If you're just trying to battle somebody using an Eevee, but why would you be battling someone using an Eevee unless you're training it? You probably will have a Jolteon, Flareon, what's the other ones? Jolteon, Flareon. I feel like I'm missing one. Anyway, Jolteon, Flare. Oh my gosh, I forgot Vaporeon. Very sorry. I probably have to redo this, but Vaporeon is also first. So we have Sylveon, 9th, Leafeon, 8th, Glaceon, 7th, Umbreon, 6th, and then all the other ones are, first. Yeah. I don't know why I really like Eeveelutions. Eeveelutions are pretty, they all look pretty good. Even the, ones that I don't exactly like. And they're all pretty strong. Like, you could definitely use them in battle and stuff. But, yeah, so since we have already started with Eevee, I'm not sure whether I want to continue doing Eevee, because I was going to save him for last. Yeah, I'll just switch to Vaporeon right now. And so with Vaporeon, we have, it is the water evolution, and it has 2 abilities just like the rest. You have Water Absorb and Hydration, which is Hydration is the hidden ability. Water Absorb is kind of like Volt Absorb. It just changes the water type moves into HP. And Hydration heals your stats problems when it rains, which is pretty cool as well. Vaporeon, a vapor like water vapor and stuff. I think that's where it comes from. Vaporeon can learn like Hydro Pump, Muddy Water, Aqua Ring, and some other moves like Last Resort, Aurora Beam. But what I really like about Vaporeon is the little like ring, kind of like web hands, but it's got that around his neck, which I think was really cool. Definitely shows that he's a water type, and I especially like his design because of that. So, to continue on with Eevee, I already went through Runaway, the ability, right? You can basically run away from anything. You have Adaptability as well. Powers up moves of the same type. So normally, Stab increases your moves by 1.5. However, with Adaptability, you get 2 times, which definitely helps your attacking. However, because most people are not going to be using an Eevee, this ability is kind of useless because you will probably either get Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon, what was the other ones? Umbreon, Espeon, Glaceon, Leafeon, and Sylveon. So that is the reason why that is the reason why you will probably not be using this ability. You probably won't be using any of these abilities from Eevee, so I don't even know why I'm going through it. But we'll just finish the last one, which is Anticipation. With Anticipation, it senses a foe's move that is super effective, one KO move, or like self-destruction or explosion. If there's a super effective hidden power, Judgment, Weather Ball, or Natural Gift, they will not see it. Also, it will not find Mirror Coat, Counter, and Metal Burst. And that's for Generation 4. Now with Generation 5, you no longer can see self-destruct explosion, and you cannot see bide as well. So, you probably won't be using any of these moves, and the abilities are not even that great. Adaptability is probably your best one that you could use, but I mean, it depends on what kind of moveset you're using. But yeah, it's its stats are 200 average, less than all the other Eeveelutions. But they're mostly even. Like or they're like, it's like you took them and you averaged it out and you like switched some of them with 10 points or stuff. But you have its moves are not that great either. I mean, his best is double edge. You do get refresh, fight, swift, helping hand. So definitely, if you want to just like do a supporting role, but it is not the best quick one. As I said, you probably want one of its evolutions. But the reason why Eevee is on this list is not only does it look great, but it also is the evolution to every single one of the other Pokemon on this list. And that is why I chose to put it last, because it's like the first all the way at the end. And I just think that this is definitely a, I don't know, a good ending, I guess. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you can, I hope you like this video. You can subscribe if you want. Also, you can put inside the comment section below what do you want me to do a video on next. You can also go to the other one that I the one where the one video solely dedicated to people commenting what they want to be for my next video, and you can definitely put it on that as well. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.